So I would love to welcome now Christina. Christina, welcome. Christina is from the Ukraine. She's living in Canada. Christina is one of those incredible trailblazers. She is young, but she is powerful. I have seen her in action. I've met her maybe like 3 or 4 months ago, not in person, but I'm dying to go. I may go at the end of this month to Canada to one of her great events. She is the CEO of Royal Media, right? Am I correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And Christina, join us. Tell us a little bit more about who you are, what you do. And most importantly, I don't want to only talk about the challenges of entrepreneurship. We know they exist, but we still do this anyway. It's how do you make it all work? That is what we would like to know. Thank you and welcome. The virtual
Thank,
podium is.
thank you. It's always my pleasure to be here. And today this panel is very special because we are not that many, but I'm just proud of everyone who is here. Because first, I'm proud of every woman who is not afraid to step out of this traditional path that men or like other parents expect us to follow. Very often, especially in traditional countries, even like in Ukraine, we are like democratic country, but still in Ukraine, your parents expect you to get education, but after like to get married and then follow your path, like to be a good mom, be a good wife, and then like to take care of your family. And they normally like don't even expect you to build your career. And the moment you say like, oh, I want to be an entrepreneur, I want to build my empire, like they look at you saying like, oh, what brings you like this drive? Like why instead of focusing on family, you want to focus on career? And then very often, like many, they don't understand that you can combine. Yes, it's much harder to combine when you are like a mother, when you are a wife, and like you also take care of your family, but it's still possible. And I'm just proud of everyone who finds a way to find this balance. Also, I want to say that like for us, building career is like much more harder than for men. Like when we work, like especially when we focus on business, like every time, for example, me personally, like I'm younger and like I own a company which I try to make global. Every time I have a meeting with some like older or younger man, they look at me as someone who is just like a young girl in a cute dress, and very often I don't even feel that they take me seriously, regardless. The way I speak, the way I represent my company is not, is very professional, but the way they look at me, it feels like, oh, like next time they will ask me like not when can we collaborate together, they will just ask me for a date. And I often feel that like for us, building career is harder, and like I'm just proud of everyone who wasn't afraid to build like our empire in a way that no obstacles, no man, like no expectations from parents stop us to actually like do it. Because no matter how hard it is, I see women who actually like make much better decisions that sometimes men do. And no matter they say like, oh, we are way too emotional, we cannot build a career. That's why we don't have like high positions. Like not many women are presidents, not many women are like ministers. I still see that like the moment they become a minister, the moment they become like SEO of the company, that's the moment when the company grow really like really a lot, and that's the moment when we see the change which men normally don't do. So I don't want to sound like someone who is saying that like women can do better, but I believe that like men should respect like us as entrepreneurs and see in us a business partner, not just like a tool they can play around. Because very often in business, especially, women get cheated much more often only because they feel like we are weaker and we don't really understand what we are doing. Like we don't have like any power, and they can treat us in like very unfair way. And in many countries, it's not just like unfair way where we get cheated by like businessman, but it's also like in a way where they get like sexual interference, and like they get a lot of pressure at work from the like bosses, and that's why like building your own career, building your own company is sometimes way better than like working for someone who cannot like really treat you well. So like honestly proud of everyone who built their own company, who wasn't afraid to leave their jobs, to just get out of the family, like of their home church and like other obligations, and like do something by the like by themselves, and do something that's like really inspiring others, and like bring a change in this world. Because I know like when we build something, like I see a lot of changes. So we should just focus not just on ourselves, like on our families, but like on the world in like in general, because we can do things which like very often are missing in this world, and we can bring like a lot of like a lot of things which like right now they don't really exist. Thank you.
Thank you, Christina. Thank you so much. And like I said before, I admire Christina so much. In other panels, we've discussed about her country and and how active she is and really being a voice. And I think many times we forget that when we're out there, we are also a voice. And Christina has become an incredible voice for Ukraine. And I know that we're all putting our collective thoughts together so there's a peaceful resolution to everything. And I do hope that your country very, very soon attains the peace that it so deserves. We should never have war. And I think that if women entrepreneurs were in charge of the world, that would not be the solution. Definitely, we would not be using war as a solution to resolve conflict. We would actually be using understanding, empathy, and compassion and intelligence. So, thank you, Christina, for everything you do every day. I know that you have people back home, but you're still striving, you're still out there, you're still going after your dreams, and that is really, really important. So, thank you for everything you do.
Thank you.